Ho ho ho! Hello vinyl community, hello record collectors and hello music lovers all over the world. Today I'm gonna do a little Christmas special here on Vinyl Stockholm. I went through my record collection and was trying to pick out some records that has in some way or another some kind of vague connection to Christmas. Although, fear not, I'm not gonna show any Christmas music, so you won't get the Phil Spector and Elvis and stuff like that. It could be like a song has a certain sound that I think is kind of Christmassy, or that it has something on the cover, or so it's not Christmas music, just music that we all love. And a few of the records that I have pulled out today is quite rare, so it's gonna be my Christmas gift to you, to show some rare originals that are quite hard to come by. And I'm gonna talk about them and tell you why they are so Christmassy. And I'm also gonna play samples as I always do. Here in Sweden, Christmas is called Jul, and I think you have the same word in English, juletid or Jul. We say julmusik. Yule music. So in this episode I'm gonna show you some Yule music so you can get in the right kind of Yule vibe. Praise the Lord, we're together now. This is not about Christmas music. It has some vague connections to Christmas, and the first LP I'm gonna show shows that. And it is David Bowie. His self-titled album from 1969, released on the Philips label with this lovely artwork on the back. Came out in a gatefold, so you can sit and read the lyrics and listen to the man of music and man of words. And it was released on the Philips label in the UK. So this is a UK original, and it's a really hard one to come by these days. It has gone up in price. I have had this for over 10 years, I think, and when I got it, it wasn't that expensive as it is nowadays. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Bowie albums, and on this record he was doing more of a folky sound, I think. But you can really hear where he was going with his career and his songwriting. I mean, he did a record in 67 and a couple of singles, but I think this is the first Bowie album where he really shows the artist David Bowie, and I simply love it. But now you're thinking, what the hell has this got to do with Christmas? Well, and here's how far-fetched this episode is. On this LP, we have a guitar player called Keith Christmas. Keith Christmas. Yeah, Keith Christmas is a British folk rock guitarist, singer-songwriter, and he played the acoustic guitar on this LP on a couple of tracks. So that's our connection to Christmas, and that's also our cue to the next LP in this episode. That's of course a Keith Christmas album. And I have pulled out his first LP called Stimulus from 1969. This came out approximately at the same time as Bowie released his album in late 69. I think this came out in October and his came out in November or something. So they released their debut albums almost at the same time. And this is a lovely folk rock LP. And some of the songs is instrumental with his like finger-picking blues kind of guitar, acoustic guitar. And on the back you can see a nice drawing of him. And this is made by Sheila MacDonald, the UK folk singer, who was his girlfriend at the time. Another thing with this LP is that the backing band was Mighty Baby, the UK psych folk band Mighty Baby. They, if you look here on the musicians, we see Martin Stone, Mike Evans, Roger Powell, Ian Whiteman. So basically the whole of Mighty Baby is the backing band on this LP. And I have picked out a song called Traveling Down that I think also has this kind of melancholic, laid-back, Christmassy kind of vibe. I'm not sure Christmassy, but kind of mellow and laid-back anyway. And it's a lovely song. I simply love this song. Let's take a listen to it. Keith Christmas, Traveling Down.
I do believe there's nothing left to say. You never did think it would last long anyway. And there's nothing really for you if you stay. Each time I talk to you, you seem to wear a frown. But it's really much too early to be traveling down.
Yeah, Keith Christmas with Traveling Down. A lovely song, I think. And it was released on the RCA Victor label, and Bowie later on signed with this label, of course, when he did this Ziggy Stardust and everything. Yeah, I should also say that this LP was produced by a guy called Sandy Roberton. Sandy Roberton, he produced a lot of folk rock back in the late 60s and early 70s. He produced like Steel Eye Span, and he produced Sheila MacDonald and a bunch of other of this UK, the British folk rock. And he also produced the next LP, and that is this LP, Synanthesia. This is a lovely British, like, psychedelic folk, progressive folk LP. Also released around the same time as Keith Christmas and also around the same time as David Bowie. So late 69 this one came out. It's the only LP that they did, and here they are on the back, really British looking style. And this is just a lovely album cover. And I was thinking, it almost looks like a Christmas tree, don't you think? Well, let's say it's a Christmas tree. So that's a connection to Christmas. And yeah, this is lovely and quite mysterious album cover. They are like standing behind this really old tree or something with all these pale colors. So it has this kind of mysterious vibe around it, I think. And it was a trio. They came from London, and they had vibraphone and saxophone and flutes and bongos and instruments like that on it. So they kind of play this progressive folk with some psychedelic elements, but this like instrumentation with the vibraphone and sometimes saxophone creates a like otherworldly kind of vibe, if you can say that. I mean, many of the songs, they feel like almost like pagan folk stuff, like Comus did, or you know, like pre-Christian times folk music. But when they add this like vibraphone and saxophone, it gets like you can't really place it what it is. So it has like this like kind of mysterious vibe to it, and I think it's a great album. I'm gonna play a sample from a song called Peak Strangely and Worried Evening, written by Leslie Cook. And here it is.
In a place that's quiet where nobody's around, give her breast a squeeze, fingering her knees. On his beat the policeman smiles quietly to himself, thinking of the days of his own youth's face, whistling at pretties as they...
Yeah, Synanthesia was also released on the RCA Victor label in 1969. So same label as Keith Christmas and same producer as Keith Christmas, Sandy Robertson. So if you dig that whole psychedelic folk, progressive folk, check Synanthesia out. Okay, now we're gonna leave the folk rock and psychedelic folk LPs for a while, but we're still gonna stay in England. And I thought we need a Santa Claus in this episode. We had the tree, we had the Christmas from Keith Christmas, and now we're gonna need a Santa Claus, right? And I was looking through my collection to see if I had something that has a Santa Claus or anything on it, or in the lyrics. And I found one, and this is also a really rare single. And it is the debut single from Television Personalities, 14th Floor. And if you look here, yes, there's a really drunk Santa with a little kid there looking scared or something. And this came out in 1978, self-released by the band. You can see they like stapled the cover together here. And it came out with different sleeves. There are a couple of versions of this, the sleeves, and this is the one that is called Santa Claus sleeve. And Television Personalities is one of my favorite post-punk bands. They were from that time. This came out in 78, so they kind of was in that post-punk movement, but the sound here is more a mix of neo-psychedelia with indie pop with post-punk attitude, you can say. And very lo-fi recorded and super catchy songs that you just love them. And they're very British sounding, and you just gotta love them. And here you can see on the back here, guitarist Majorie Proops, drummer Dusty Springfield, lead singer Gladys Knight and the Peeps, bass Sela, and it was released on the Teen 78 label. Of course, it's just made up. Here is the label. So I'm really glad that I have this single because I simply love the early stuff from Television Personalities. What a great band. Really suitable for this episode as well, with this Santa Claus sleeve.
I'm looking down on London, but there's little I can see, 'cause I'm living so high up, and it looks so small to me. And I'm feeling so frustrated, 'cause the list out once more. And when I get home from work tonight, I gotta climb 40 floors. I say, hey, 40 floors. Oh no, my face don't fit.
Yeah, that was something to dance to on the Christmas dance floor, right? At least I would put on my dancing shoes and shake my hips. So Television Personalities, maybe not the most Yule music-like sound, but it has a Santa Claus on the cover. So now we need a song that has a strong Christmas vibe. And I mean like going to church and have some kind of divine Christmassy experience, or whatever you get when you go to church. I don't know. And we're gonna go to the other side of the pond, to California. Jerry Yester and Judy Henske. They put out this fine LP, Farewell Aldebaran, in 1969. And here on the back you can see how they look like. They are sitting here, family, having a nice time, and it looks like they're sitting in a burnt down house or something. It's really strange. And this is a UK pressing of this LP, the gatefold cover. that came out on Straight Records on this label. The song that I have picked out from this LP is a song called St. Nicholas Hall. And here you have full-on Christmas vibe, though it's not a Christmas song, I guess. It has this like semi-classical church music vibe with played with not a mellotron but a Chamberlin. That's like a version of a mellotron, so it has this like characteristic mellotron choir sound. The lyrics is like an open letter from a church to raise money or something. I'm not really following the lyrics because it's quite surreal actually. It's like a blend of the sacred and the surreal in this lyrics, so you don't really know what's happening.
St. Nicholas Hall sends greetings to all of the lambs who have strayed from the fold. A message sent from Sister Content. You remember her as your dean. She is mean and incredibly old. Give to the building fund the chapel's ramshackle.
And if you listen to the whole track, pay attention to the last note on this one. That will give you the right kind of Christmas vibe. We also need a song that sings about peace and love, right? We need that in these crazy days. And we need a song about love that has a kind of a Christmas vibe as well. But not the traditional Christmas vibe. And for that one I have pulled out Electric Lucifer by Bruce Haack. His groundbreaking psychedelic electronic record that came out in 1970. And this is a lovely copy in the shrink. It has a little cutout here, but I bought it sealed, and it's a really nice copy. It had this like insert, Electric Lucifer, created by Bruce Haack, and it was released on the 2i Columbia label. And this is like a highly influential album for the electronic music scene, and I just love Bruce Haack, and he has done so much cool music. A real pioneer when it comes to electronic music. But on this LP we have a song called Angel Child. That is our Christmas song, Angel Child, and it's a happy little, very, very short song about love, peace, love, unity and all that, and it has also some kind of divine church Christmassy vibe. So let's hear it.
Touch the love in all things. 1 is 2, 2 is 1. Time of truth now begun. Butterfly soon to fall. Butterfly soon to fall. Tell the world what you know. What you knew, what you know. All is one, one is all. Angels one, one is all. God and man, hand in hand. God and man.
That was Bruce Haack, Angel Child, from Electric Lucifer. This guy almost looks like he could be Jesus or Santa Claus or something. So definitely something for your Christmas party. All right, we have Christmas, we have the tree, we have Santa Claus, and we got some nice Christmassy music. Now we need snow. And for that I have this LP, Galaxie 500. This is our music. Released on Rough Trade. This is a UK copy. Galaxie 500 is one of my favorite indie rock bands from the 80s. Simply lovely stuff, unique sound. I would say they have their really own style. You can hear it. You just put on any song by them and you can instantly tell that this is Galaxie 500. Very dreamy, like dream pop, bass, guitar, drums, a lot of reverb. Always nice. And this is their last LP that came out in 1990. And on this LP we have a song called Listen, the Snow is Falling. Listen, the Snow is Falling. And normally the singer in this band is Dean Wareham, but on this song the bass player Naomi Young is singing. And maybe she's singing it because it's a cover of a Yoko Ono song, Listen, the Snow is Falling. It originally came out as the B-side to John and Yoko's Christmas single, War is Over. You know, Happy Christmas, War is Over. And actually, I simply love this song, both the Yoko Ono version and this version. And it's a really lovely song about like coming together as a planet, and we really need that these days. Between Tokyo and Paris, between London and Dallas, between your God and mine, listen, the snow is falling. The singer here, the bass player, is called Naomi Young, and she's probably one of my favorite bass player ever. She has a totally unique style. She's not like following any rules at all. She's often just playing melodies on the bass, and the drummer and the guitarist are like holding it together with the chords, and she's like almost like freely playing melodies over that. So it creates this really unique sound for Galaxie 500. And when they split, she and the drummer, and also her husband, I think, they did the Damon and Naomi band. That's also really nice, kind of sadcore, slowcore band from the 90s. Love that also. But listen, the snow is falling. Great Christmassy song. Now it's time for a little Christmas card for all my UK viewers. I know that some people from the UK watching, and I have a really great UK nugget here to show you. So from UK we have this nugget, Pete Dello and Friends, Into Your Ears. And when you look at this absolutely stunning cover, a gatefold cover with this masterful illustration done by Roger Dean, you know, the famous artist that did a lot of album covers for Yes and the whole progressive scene in the 70s. He was the main guy. But this is just a lovely LP. And when you see this, you might think this is some kind of heavy progressive album. But fear not. This is actually a fantastic pop album, a real gem. And it's a mix of like baroque pop with folk pop in a very English kind of style. And he is almost like Ray Davies from the Kinks. He has this kind of storytelling writing, so every song is almost a little tale, and it's kind of whimsy English style, and I absolutely love this LP. And of course Pete Dello, he used to play in Honeybus, the 60s band, but he left the band after they had their hit with Can't Let Maggie Go, and a couple of years later he do a solo album. And I don't think he has done anything after this. I might be wrong, but This came out in 1971. And it was released on the Nepenthe label. And this is super rare to get, and I'm very lucky that I have found a copy in this good condition. I mean, they are often a lot of ring wear and stuff. It's a little bit down here, but nothing to be bothered about. And on this LP there's a song called Arise Sir Henry, and that is our Christmas song from this album. And it's so English. I mean, they sing about Christmas pudding. That's the only country in the world that eats pudding. It's in England or in the British Isles. But he sings about Christmas pudding and Christmas crackers, and I'm not really sure what the lyrics is about, but it has a really like cozy and warm and nice feeling, like, you know, sitting in front of the fireplace and listening to this. And all the songs here are just superb arrangements with you know, the vocals and strings. There are a lot of strings on here, and just top arrangements. And he got help from the other members from Honeybus here and others, his friends, I guess. On the liner note, he writes here, this is LP is a bit of an experiment for me because I'm not really working in the pop field anymore. You see, I parted from the Honeybus after I Can't Let Maggie Go and was left with a great pile of songs in my hands. My manager Terry thought it might be a good idea to put them onto an album, and I finally agreed with him, as it seemed that I'd never write another song until I had these working for themselves. Yeah. A really, really lovely LP if you like this baroque pop, folk pop, English style. And a really rare LP to get your hands on.
Smile, Saint Mary, we know that you are with us. We hope that you'll forgive us stepping out of line. And go forth with your sword in your hand. Go forth, and show it through the land.
Yeah, that was some more Yule music, or Christmas music from Pete Dello and friends. And now the last one is my Christmas card to my US viewers, or to everyone actually. And it's from this album, Sparklehorse, It's a Wonderful Life, the 2001 LP by the fantastic Mark Linkous. And this is an US original. Here is the label. And here we have a song called Little Fat Baby. And that suits the Christmas vibe perfectly, I think. They even sing about burning down the Christmas tree in the lyrics. And Little Fat Baby is just a warm and cozy kind of vibe with this really soft instrumentations with some strings. It's a really mellow song and it's gorgeous. And the song, I think it's about, you know, how hard it is to be a person in these days, growing up, and no one really knows where life takes you. And but we all have one thing in common. We were once a little fat baby when we were born. And that's what the song is all about. So even if you're like a crazy fascist scumbag like Donald Trump, or if you're like a prophet like Jesus, everyone was born a little fat baby. So that's something to reflect on during this holiday and during this Christmas. And the lyrics are, did you save your wisdom teeth? Did you burn the Christmas tree? He was dragged by a donkey through the dirt and the myrtle. He was once a little fat baby. And that little line in the lyrics, he got dragged by a donkey through the myrtle, that part is actually taken from a Vic Chestnut song called Myrtle from maybe 96 or something like that. But otherwise it's a song by the fantastic Mark Linkous, may he rest in peace. Yeah, so this is the last song, Little Fat Baby by Sparklehorse. If you can't get enough of this Yule music, Christmas music, I highly recommend you that you listen to Yule Latengo. Anyway, thanks for tuning in this time to my little Christmas special. I hope I have shown some cool records for you and inspired you to do your own Christmas playlist to get in the right mood for this holiday. And this is probably my last video this year. I might do a little wrap up of the 2024 in January or something, where I show you my top finds or just summarize it. So until next time, I wish you all a really Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you can spend some time with your records and with your families and with the stuff that you care about the most. Because in these crazy times that we live in, we need to focus on what's important to us. And when you think about it, it's the people that you care about. So go out, take care of the ones you love, and be kind to each other, and make sure that you play a lot of records, and try to chill out as much as possible, because next year it's going to be a rough year, I guess, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and Merry Christmas.